How's it going, y'all? It's me, Zuri Puri, and I am going to do a discussion on my work with orcas, killer whales, and just tell more about that because, obviously I know you guys probably know me from Instagram. Obviously on Instagram I can't explain so many things as deeply as I can because I have a time limit, and here I don't. So I want to just discuss my work with orcas, my work to free them, what I want to do as a career job, which I already explained a lot of this in my first video, but still, there's more to be said. Okay, well, first of all, it started, of course I want to tell you my story about it. I started when I was 10 years old. I watched the movie The Cove. It's about dolphins that are in captivity and how they get killed in Taiji, Japan, and other dolphin slaughters and captures to be in captivity, and then the mothers get slaughtered and the babies get moved to captivity. SeaWorld doesn't buy them from there anymore, but they still support the other places that do. So, yeah, SeaWorld, you suck, and your justifications don't work because they're incorrect. So, I watched The Cove, and I was so inspired. And, he talked to Rick O'Barry, the man about who stars in it, who used to work with dolphins, and his dolphin basically committed suicide from being in captivity, and that's why he dedicated the rest of his life to freeing dolphins. Well, first of all, I know you're going to be like, what does this have to do with orcas, even though I work with dolphins too? I talk about orcas most of the time. Orcas are dolphins. Orcas are the largest species of the dolphin family. They are technically whales too, because dolphins are also technically whales. Dolphins are a type of whale. Orcas are a type of dolphin, which is a type of whale, if that makes sense. So, but they're no more a whale than a bottlenose dolphin is. That's why I call them orcas. Also because I find the word killer whales very offensive. Like, they're not killers. They hunt. They do not kill people if not necessary. They only kill people in captivity. They have never killed people in the wild. It's never been recorded. So they're not vicious. They're very caring towards each other. They love to be humans' friends. So it's a very false representation of them. And they're intelligent and emotional, of course. Well, first of all, I watched The Cove. And, I knew orcas were dolphins, so I'm like, oh, they could probably go through the same thing, maybe even worse, because they're more family-oriented and larger. Researched it. I was in New Mexico at the time. I used to live in San Diego, and I live here now. But I was in New Mexico at the time. And so I just went to the library, got as many marine biology books and, orca and dolphin books from, the kids section and the grown-up section. I'd have my mom read most of the grown-up stuff because, obviously, I was 10 years old. I'm not the world's best reader, so I probably wasn't then. But I read about it, and everything just pointed to captivity being the most backwards shit you can do to an orca. They're family-oriented. They split SeaWorld in places like, the captivity industry, splits apart their families and moves them across, moves the babies away from the mothers as young as 1.5 years old even. When in the wild, they never separate, and they don't live as long, of course. Captive orcas live to be about 15 to 30 years. Wild orcas, 50 to 100. Yeah. And, obviously, they are far too intelligent and evolved to be in this little cement box for their entire lives. It's sickening to me that how you can do that to an animal and then go and say you love them, like the trainers do. And, what else is there? There's, of course, the signs. They do stereotypical behaviors, which is basically doing the same thing over and over again, basically going insane from being trapped. So, yeah, so my research, when I researched captivity and orcas, I knew that this is something that needs to be stopped, something I would like to work on to stop, and I have ever since. In fact, when I was 11 years old and I moved back to San Diego, I started protesting. I got my signs. I would walk back and forth. Oh, my hair is getting messed up. It is bothering me. I would walk back and forth down Rosecrans, which is by where, SeaWorld Drive is, protesting, telling people about orcas. People would take pictures with me. Everyone was so amazed, obviously that most people, but in my school, of course, I was teased. Everyone's like, oh my god, Zuri's crazy. She thinks she knows everything about orcas. Of course they're fine. Why would these, workers who work there, lie and, of course they know more than she does. And thank God when Blackfish came out, and I was just like, fuck you to all the people that are like, Zuri's insane, you know, talking this shit about it being bad when I'm, you know, a little kid. And, you know, obviously I had to start. I knew it was bad before Blackfish. I stood up before Blackfish, before it's gotten proven and been this worldwide thing that everybody's against now. So, okay, recording time. So yeah, that's how I got my start. Then I started going to SeaWorld. I already mentioned this in the last video, how I went there for research purposes to see orcas in captivity, because I got a pass for like $8 because I got the day pass for free and I upgraded it. And then, you know, when I went there and I went there more, it became bonding as much as research, because they responded to me so well and they came up to me so often, and, you know, some of them more than others. Who the hell is texting me? Please be important. Want some cherries? Yes, I would like some cherries. Okay, so, yeah. And, I mean, of course, people are going to be like, oh, Zuri's crazy. She thinks she's helping these orcas by going and bonding with them. But they follow me around. They can spot me out of a crowd. I can change my hair color, my makeup, and they will not... I changed my hair color from blonde to red. And my favorite dolphin, Monty, he was in the back for a year. I come back, and he comes up to me and responds to me, and he follows me around like he always did. After a year, and I changed my look. Like, these animals are smart as hell, and obviously they recognize me. And, you know, I love them so much, and I give them all the love I can. That's why I go there. But, yeah, and now I am moving to Seattle. I don't know if it's for good or if it's just going to be temporary, but I'm going in an RV to Seattle, which is where there are wild orcas. Oh my god, it makes me so amazing. Every time I think of it, I get to see wild, happy, free orcas for the first time. And I'm going to get a little dinghy. There's a J-pod, which a pod of orcas is a family of orcas. They go there, and I can get a little dinghy, and I can go out and see them, hopefully even interact with them. If I get to touch an orca, I'm going to flip shit. But, yeah, I'm so excited for that. So I'm moving over there to go study the orcas, the wild orcas, for a bit, and this is going to be really great, especially in my fight against captivity, because I can, you know, not just be some girl talking out of my ass from, you know, what I've read and what I've seen on, you know, books and stuff. I can have spent years with wild orcas and years with captive orcas and be able to compare the two. And, you know, that's something I'm really excited about. I'm probably, when I get a little bit older, going to write a book about this. And I want to open a sea pen. That is my main goal in life, is to open a sea pen to, you know, rehabilitate and keep these, you know, the captive orcas in a big ocean pen where they can be more free. And then hopefully get released fully when they're successfully, you know, taught how to hunt and stuff, which, yes, it's happened before. Look up Kiko's Journey Home. He's the orca from Free Willy who actually got freed. And, yes, so I'm going to study wild orcas, hopefully interact with them. And, that's basically my work with orcas. And it means the world to me. There's nothing I want more than to help these animals, and to, you know, they're just so amazing to me. So let's just talk about a little bit about them. I want to talk about their intelligence, okay? So another thing people think I'm crazy about is I am a firm believer that orcas are orcas and other species of dolphins are of a higher intelligence than actual human beings. Yes, it sounds crazy, but actually, if you, neuroscientists who have studied their brains have shown that there is proof that they are actually more emotionally intelligent. They have a section in the brain that processes emotions that humans don't have. And the studies on the brain have shown that they have brought emotions to a level stronger than any other animal, including humans. That's a quote from one of the neuroscientists who has studied the orca brain. I definitely believe that, and you know, they're so caring towards each other and their family that, you know, it's pretty obvious that they're very emotional and understanding, which is another reason I love them so much and think it's very wrong to treat them wrong, because of course they would never do that to us. You know, we're the ones who hurt them, and then they have to hurt us to protect their family. It's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to the people who get hurt. It's not fair to the orcas. And it's definitely something that needs to be stopped. Of course, wild orcas have their problems too, but nowhere near as much as captive orcas, because, you know, they are free. They actually do tend to eat more food in the wild, and they're the top predator, so it's not like they're gonna get killed by anything. And but I do want to, overfishing is definitely a problem. Some orcas do not get to eat as much because we take so much of their fish. That's why I recommend that you all eat farm-grown fish, especially salmon, because sea salmon is really one of the main diets of a lot of sea animals, and a very important part of the ecosystem. And if we take it all up, we could be seeing fishless oceans by 2048, right? 2048. Can you imagine? All the animals would die. We'd have nothing left, and then we'd die too. So it's definitely very important that we stop that. So yes, that's pretty much covers it. Yeah, the neuroscientist shows there's a lot of other things, of course, than just the emotions part. Their brains are bigger, and there's more cells in there. There's very much signs that they actually speak in languages. If you didn't know that. Let me see how much recording time. Okay, I'm good. They speak in languages like humans do. That's why another reason SeaWorld's bad, because if you put them in these orcas, just plop them all together who haven't grown up together, they don't speak the same language because they're from different regions. So yes, their whistles are actually languages. That's actually been scientifically proven. They have names, languages. Their intellect is very more similar to humans than it is to other animals. Another reason I'm very passionate about them and very much feel they need to be treated like equals. They are the loves of my life. I would do anything to help them any way I can, and have planned to dedicate my life to it. Thank you, guys.